Guys, how are you all doing? It's Agara Cindy and I'm back again with another gist. I trust you guys are doing great. I trust you guys are having amazing time out there today. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. So I just want us to talk about this video today. It is getting a lot of attention on TikTok because of the controversial question that this white man asked.
If we need illegal aliens to do the jobs Americans won't do, who did all these jobs before we had illegal aliens?
Now, some people are frowning at this video because of the controversial question that this man asked. And of course, some of them stitched the video answering the question and as well canceling him. I have put together a few stitches. Let's just hear from them. And of course, I'm going to show you his comment section. Obviously, some people were laughing, in the comments. They are so comfortable with this question. I'm going to show you some of the screenshots of comments. Please stay with me, guys, and don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and always come back for videos like this. Please check the stitches out.
Jobs Americans won't do. Who did all these jobs before we had illegal?
Slaves. Oh shit. I just CRT'd you, didn't I? Slaves. Actual physical slaves and wage slaves. What'd you think? Fucking Carnegie and Mellon and JP Morgan. You think they was doing this work? Do you? It's always been the poor and the lower class that have built the wealth of this country. I know that hurts. I know it does. All that bullshit y'all used to say. Well, America was built by the billion. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. In fact, the rich have been the most useless motherfuckers in this entire fucking endeavor. They're leeches. Always have been. I know. Right now you're going, CRT, nah. And the fact that illegals, as you call them, are on the list now for people who can do jobs. It's just the rich trying to get a little bit more rich than they usually are. You understand that, right? Capitalism in America is about one class exploiting the other one. But it wasn't enough to just exploit them and then like watch them die and shit like that. No, now you gotta like try to divide them so that they don't all gather together and come after them. I mean, you work for the Heritage Foundation. There's a bunch of lazy ass fucking rich folk. How come don't nobody love us? We've never, ever really loved y'all. We really haven't. We've never liked you. People don't admire the rich. People hate them. That's what has been going on. It's always rich and powerful people having poor folks do their job, do their work for them, while promising them a dream that you have to actually be asleep to fucking believe. I mean, the fucking immigrant is the immigrant coming across the border is just the latest casualty. But the one constant is always there. Rich people. They are the appendix of the American labor force. We don't need them. They serve no purpose. And they get way too much credit for work they haven't done. Ain't laid a brick anywhere, ain't put a rivet anywhere, ain't built a train track, nothing. All they're good for is exploiting people, making more money, and then telling us to pull ourselves up by some mythical fucking bootstraps. That's what it was. Continue to eat by your goddamn self, silly.
If we need illegal aliens to do the jobs Americans won't do.
I know if you take a breath, you'll be able to get to the answer. if you just take a deep breath and look at when the big surge of quote-unquote illegal immigrants came in to our country, you got the answer already. You know the answer of who did that work back in like the 20s and 30s. So that's really when like we had started getting more immigrants from these other countries. It was in like the 20s and 30s. Wonder what it could have spurred that, and really gave the major increase back in like the late 50s, early 60s and stuff. I wonder if it's certain rights that people didn't have, but they now do have. I just know you're smart enough to figure out the answer to your own fucking question.
Americans won't do. Who did all these jobs before we had illegal aliens?
Slaves. Slaves are who did the work. And then after slavery was abolished, Jim Crow laws made sure that black people stayed in those jobs that most Americans wouldn't do. And if you're wondering about Idaho, well, just take a look at all the factories around you. Like, for example, down in Logan, Utah, JBS Swift, and how many times they've been raided by immigration.
If we need illegal aliens to do the jobs Americans won't do, who did all these jobs before we had illegal aliens?
You know the answer. From the dawn of time to 1618, it was literally indigenous and native people who lived in this land first. 1619 rolls around, a bunch of people who look like me pull up to Jamestown, Virginia in a boat with a bunch of people from Africa. This is literally the beginning of slavery. In America, America continues this thing until we become America. In 1776, we start to become a real place. We really turn it up until 1865. We literally expand it. It becomes our main thing here. This is the meat and potatoes of what they're doing. 1865 rolls around. We get this thing called the 13th Amendment, abolishing slavery. We keep a real tiny clause in there about involuntary servitude as a punishment for crime, just in case. Late 1800s rolls around. We enact these things called black codes where you can literally do something called convict leasing, which means you can rent somebody who's labeled a criminal. Fast forward to the early 1900s, the progressive era, we start to gradually phase out these things called convict leasing systems, but what takes its place? Prisoners being forced to do hard labor. It just mirror all these like synonyms. Let's fast forward, we hit the Civil Rights Act, and then we get the war on drugs. And what does that do? It populates the prison systems, specifically targeting African Americans in an extremely disproportionate manner. Also, Ruck funneled Reagan. Now we have people come here who are willing to do the job for less money, and we blame them instead of the companies that hired them, and then people like you get on the internet and stuff your face while trying to be condescending towards people of color.
Americans won't do. Who did all these jobs before we had illegal aliens?
Well, before the white people got here, it was the indigenous people. The indigenous people that you call illegal aliens did it. They took care of the land. And then the white people showed up, tried to enslave the indigenous people to do all the work for them. That didn't work out. So they decided that the African slaves were much easier to control. And so they did that. And then people fought back and said slavery is not allowed. And then you took advantage of poor, desperate people from other countries and paid them pennies to do all of the labor that you didn't want to fucking do, which is what we're still doing today.
Okay, I just wish that no one responded to this man. Like, I just wished that he was ignored, because we all know that he knows the answer. He just wanted to trigger people. So on your screen are some of the comments I grabbed from his comment section, so you guys can see what other people said about this video. I just thought I should, share this video with you. Let me know your take in the comments, what you have to say. Please drop it in the comments, and thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment, and of course, come back for another video. I'm gonna see you all in my next one. Bye.